well, we won't say we will say bringing you a very effective Anointed Champion buff Cleric build. Actually, the roots for this build come from Garland, who I will post the link to that video. But I got a different audience, I suppose, so I figured I'd go ahead and make a video showing just what I do with the build. Oh. So, real quick, let's get into it. Now, this is, basically, I only actually made a Cleric to get the Sigil of the Devoted for my Warlock, and so I saved up, 1.5 mil, and converted to Zen and bought a level 70 Cleric, and I just so happened to be planning to do that for quite some time, and I had saved up a few pieces of Dragonflight and a few pieces of Dusk and some rings and so on and so forth that I got out of dungeons that I couldn't use on my Warlock. And what happened as soon as I had a level 70 character is I ended up with a 2700 item level Cleric from the gate. I mean, before I even ran a single dungeon, it was 2700 item level. I did this during double refinement because I needed the sigil for my Warlock to be mythic. So I just so happen to have quite a bit of refinement left from running quartermasters to refine my sigil on my Cleric up to mythic, and I can tell you right now, this is a pretty effective build. There's no getting around it. I just swap my bondings off of my Warlock over whenever I need to run as a Cleric, and I mean, it's pretty high level in-game stuff. But anyways, so the whole focus for this build is just keeping Anointed Army active. They will be making some changes to the Cleric come Mod 11. I've heard mixed reviews or mixed rumors about what kind of changes they're going to make. But anyways, without further ado, we'll go ahead and hop into the build. Like I said, the whole premise for the build itself is just to get your action points full at any given time. So part of being able to do that is having the sigil mythic, so I can pop that. And just like Garland's video, I use actually the same powers, which is Healing Word, Healing Word, Break the Spirit, and Divine Glow. And as you can see, I don't have 4 points in everything, but I do have 4 points in my Anointed Army. So, yeah, I mean, just hitting level 70, you're going to be limited on points too, so regardless of that, I mean, it doesn't change how effective the build is. I also, alright, so I guess we'll start from the top. 4 points. The powers you want 4 points in is Anointed Army, obviously. Then also Holy Fervor. That's going to be your action point gain anytime you attack, so I got that because that's what's most important. So secondary to being able to recharge your your action points or your daily power, basically the whole build works off of Anointed Army, which is an increase to power to everyone, but it's a percentage of your power. So I mean, you can have all in action points in a world, but if you don't have any power for yourself, then you're not really sharing a whole lot. You can still get through some of the harder dungeons, even though you're not sharing a whole lot of power. It just won't go as quick. But you know, just the immunity itself is enough to carry you through. Healing Word, that's kind of my biggest, one of my biggest action point gainers. So we put 4 points so far in Holy Further and Anointed Army. I got 3 points in Break the Spirit, 3 points in Divine Glow, 3 points in Healing Word, and then for my my at-will powers, running Blessing of Battle and Astral Seal. But basically, that's it as far as the powers go. I mean, it's really not that complicated to run it as it stands right now. So there's a few bosses that you have to use a couple tricks on, like using Geas. Last boss on Fangbreaker makes it a lot easier. But anyways, let's go into Feats. So for Feats, set it up like this, and we're gonna do a quick dungeon right after I go through all of the ins and outs. So you overpowered this. Anyways, action point gain, recovery from domain synergy. I don't really care about survivability because I literally less time in a dungeon there is time that we do. Anointed's always up. Pretty. Weapon mastery. Who cares? I'm not a damager. I don't do any kind of damage whatsoever. That's not my job. That's not my role with this character. So, critical chance and stuff, and so on and so forth. Yeah, it's nice for heals because you do provide residual healing and area effect healing and stuff. But other than that, that's not my job. My job is to buff up those DPS and get through that dungeon 10 times faster. So that's what we do with this build. Alright, Bountiful Fortune. Basically, this is going to give you 15% more divine power. A lot of people put 5 points into this. I still put 1 into cleanse just because it removes some of those effects from you when you're in the middle of a dungeon, like Demogorgon. We can clear those stacks. And anyways, moving forward, Virtuous Paragon. So 5 out of 5, and I think this is almost identical, basically, to Garland's build. 5 out of 5 and Have Faith. 5 out of 5 Blessing of Battle, or Battle Fervor. 5 out of 5 in Gift of Haste. And then moving down here to the Righteous Paragon, we have Astral Fury, which is 10% more damage. Who cares? Furious Intervention, more action points when you're dealing damage. I see this buff in my buff bear a lot when I run with a lot of Pug Clerics, and I know for a fact that this does nothing. And I know that because of the Garland's video. I mean, I've followed the dude for quite some time, and I owe a lot of success to that player. So basically, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and this doesn't work, period. So I've even tested it myself when I first built the Cleric, and I didn't notice any difference. I didn't really put too much effort into it because this is just a secondary character for me. But after running the Cleric for a while and seeing just how good it can be, I have a little more interest in it now, more so than ever. I actually like playing it, just because they're so few and far between. They're hard to find. All right, so Weapons of Light. Allies have their power increased by 10% of your power. Running those bondings, rank 12 bonding runestones, are increasing my power quite a bit. So that's actually a decent amount of power share, and that's the whole purpose of our build, anyways. So foes under your effect take of one of your damage over time effects take 10% more damage from all sources. Basically, any tick powers where you're ticking damage on any enemies, they're going to take 10% more damage from all sources, which means those they're going to take 10% more damage from your buddies in the dungeon. Condemning Gaze, and Avatar of the Divine. Avatar increases your damage by 40%, increases your cooldown speed by 40% for 25 seconds. After you've activated Avatar, you cannot benefit from it again for 60 seconds, so on and so forth. This is Beast. Yep. So other than the heroics, the feat selection is pretty much identical to Garland's video. So so we won't go any further there. Boons. You'll always take power over everything. It's pretty simple as that. You can do some regen in there if you want, but I would never take anything over power or recovery. So I would go through the boons, but I have none except for the Elemental Evil campaign. Like I said, about a level 70 cleric. But it's good. It's actually a pretty decent cleric, and I kind of couldn't believe it. And now as far as gear goes, so right now best in slot for your artifact set is going to be the Tiamat set. So I'm starting on that there. I actually had the Tiamat's orb for double refinement. I ended up selling it to get some extra scratch for my get my sigil devoted to mythic. So oh well, it's no big deal. It doesn't hurt me for the moment, at least. But anyways, so Tiamat sash, Tiamat's necklace, and Tiamat's orb are kind of a go-to. I'm running the elemental fire weapons. I actually, when I switched to the relic weapons on my warlock, I didn't have anything to do with my twisted set anymore, so I actually slotted it in there, and it was like 2 ranks away from going legendary, so kind of killed a whole lot of work. And as you can see here, I'm only 142,000 refining points away from having the other one at legendary as well. So let's see, enchantments, I'm running the terror enchantment just for the damage debuff. It's not that expensive, and you know, it helps out. So a few combinations I looked at for your actual 4-piece gear set. I found this to be the best as far as combination of power and recovery. We don't care too much about crit, but we do want the 2 bonus of the Dusk, which is going to give us the 1,000 power and 1,000 defense in a group. So we're running 2 pieces of Dusk, which is the head and the chest. And then for the hands, you got power and recovery from your Dragonflight hands, and you got power and recovery from your Dragonflight feet. So you're still getting an extra 500 power from that. So we're good to go. And you know, that's going to bump your stuff up quite a bit. Droughtcraft, real quick and simple. You can buy these for like 5,000 astral diamonds a piece, sometimes lower than that. I just use my main. You can buy almost anything with one character and share it with another. For your rings, brutality, you'll want a ring of brutality, the highest level that you can get. Obviously, I got +3. +5 is going to be the best. These will still work appropriately once mod 11 hits, so no worries there as far as changing it up on your character. Next, I'm running Ring of Rising Power. Like I said, power is my go-to, but recovery is what I use for all offense slots on enchantments. So rank 9 silvery on all my offense slots. And that gives me a decent amount of regeneration. Don't really worry about too much else, actually, and you'll see how decently effective it is. So Lilend is probably my favorite companion to run with the 3 offense slots and the 3 ring slots, and not being a damage based character. I can afford to run her. Actually, I know DPSs that run her anyways. So until Mod 11 hits, we'll still run our Ring of Brutality. I should be running Ring of Sudden Precision in here, but I lost it. I lost it. And then I got my highest power enchantments in there. So, power in your rings, radiance in your rings, silveries on your character. Let's see. Oh, as far as your loadout goes, so this is our at will here. Now you can see in a square position I got Word of Power. Now the big thing for me is Word of Power and Divine Glow. You can activate those whether or not you're targeting an enemy or not. Sometimes Healing Word will actually still gain action points even though you're out of combat. But watch right here. So I'm not targeting any enemy whatsoever, but if I hit Divine Glow, of course it wouldn't work right now. In a dungeon it'll work. It'll still gain me action points. But anyways, so I'm just I start off with Divine Glow and then Break the Spirit, and then I just refresh those as often as I can. But Healing Word is kind of my it'll give me a big jump. You see that? So boom, Healing Word, jump. Break the Spirit. Divine Glow. Break the Spirit. So as you can see, the action point gain is through the roof. I mean, it's pretty gnarly. So we got like 1 or 2 seconds right now where Annointed is inactive. So I mean, that's literally all I do with the character is keep that Anointed up at all times. That's going to keep everyone in your group happy and with no complaints whatsoever. So here we go. Boom. Sigil. Divine Glow. Break the Spirit. Healing Word. We're almost ready to pop it again. There we go. And I'm refreshing literally just as fast as I can on these encounters. Hold that right trigger down so that way anytime something's not active, and look, it works so good. Alright, so now let's go ahead and test it in a dungeon so you guys can see just how effective it is. Alright, so let me see here. My guild. Still wicked gatekeeper. Here we go. Looks like I'm gonna have to crop the video now. There's one. just literally sip the grains out of my coffee. That's a do it. Alright, here we go. Cues. Wow, that was pretty quick. Gotta rinse my mouth out. Pop my coin.
How dare you interrupt me? Slay these mortals and bring their skulls to my tower.
Alright, one stack. See right there, I'll just stop and hit it. Build some more action points right before we go into the next. Damn you, travel into the Fae! Alright. Gotta exit out of my party so we can hear some actual conversations take place. There we go. Sorry. Hello? Join it up. Join it up. Second stack. And as you can see, I mean, you can just, with this build, you can literally keep your Anointed up almost at all times. After the third buff, there may be a few moments there of quietness where you're not active when you're Anointed, but and keep in mind, you know, I'm not actually a good cleric by any means, but I do know what I like as a DPS, and I basically play the cleric like I'm one of the DPS in the dungeon. Alright, go ahead and pop my sigil of devoted, get these. Oh, somebody's gonna get hit, and it's me. Guys. Anointed. Oh, come on now. Wait till I'm streaming and get stuck in a doorway. So I tend to try to follow the tank and whoever the highest DPS is. I try to get everyone if I can. You just gotta familiarize yourself with the range of your anointed army buff. So right here we got the most people going on this side, so that's where I go. I am a follower with this build. Enchantment off my screen. This is how I like to go into each fight with my daily ready. There, no sigil that time. Let's see if we can get our action points up. in the without our sigil any before. Well, fuck, we didn't do it. So I always try to keep an eye on that sigil. 1 second left. God, I hate that setting. Alright. As you can see, I just kind of hop right into the middle of the fray. That tends to be where everyone's at. So as long as I got my Anointed up, we're all immune, even myself. So I like to stay. As long as I have Anointed active, I'm up in there. So right now, like, I don't have it ready to go, so I'll stay back for a second. Then I'll pop this. Use this immunity time to pick up somebody who's down. There, we got everybody right there. See, and I'm gonna fall just short of having this ready to go by the time we get out here to the next group of enemies, so I'm gonna go ahead and recharge. Upper sigil. Now we climb up into the mix. Everybody moves. Stay here. See, I don't even worry about the red on the floor. Not with a fresh buff going. Go ahead and hit it again. There's our second stack. All done. Gotta wait for the smoke to clear. Get a little recharge there. Oh, shite. Bastard. Alright, up. 15 seconds till sigil's ready. Right. Alright, let's get in there and get these guys bucked. Alrighty. 24 seconds on our sigil. I'd say by the time we all get up here and animation goes through, should be pretty good. Eat my mutton leg. Gotta love the foods. Damn polar bear slayers. Always wait like a split second as soon as you go in a dungeon, because whatever reason, it likes to render your shit inactive. I've popped Anointed as soon as I go through the door sometimes, and it just completely doesn't do anything. Let's get another buff, shall we? Before she goes to the center. So Anointed Army is kind of a it's more than just a buff. That immunity factor, you can use that for so many different things, like the hallway with the green spheres. Particularly when I take somebody in there who hasn't been in there before. Oh, or like right now. Ah, shit. If I would have recognized that he went down sooner rather than running my gums, I would have got Anointed ready to go. I went and picked him up. That would have definitely showcased what I was just talking about too, but oh well. Next buff. Alright, working on the third stack here. Back to the outside. Running the Warlock with its Shadow Slip, that sometimes it does get me in a little trouble in situations like this. Whoa, I don't think you want to do that. Oh, no. There we go. Fully charged. Oh, this is horrible. Push it to the limit. Oh, shit. Let's get him, Scotty. Charge going here. Burn, burn, burn.
You are pitiful.
Wow, don't do that to me. Get her, Scotty. That's the ball game. Anyways, this is Darko from Doom, Neverwinter PS4. Just showing off some Cleric stuff. Anyways, don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you don't like it, well, whatever. Alright, signing out from